My name's David Dawn and I'm a presenter on vaportrails.tv, an online web channel that's dedicated to electronic cigarettes, their usage and a little bit of entertainment.
We're off to Brussels and we are going there as consumers. We are indeed all consumers. We're e-cig users. That's what we are.
On the 10th of July this year, the ENVI committee, which is the committee that's responsible for the health and well-being of every European citizen, will be voting on the various different amendments and in fact the directive itself, whether it goes through, how it gets amended, what it says. The original says that any e-cigarette that has a liquid that has a nicotine level above 4 milligrams in strength and 2 milligrams in amount in it would be classified as a medicine. So there's a whole trainload of people going out from the UK. There's people coming from France, there's people coming from Germany, they're coming from all over Europe, from as far afield as Greece. And we're going to take 2,000 black balloons. We're going to blow them up using lung power because we're electronic cigarette users. So we've got the lung power to do it. And those 2,000 balloons will represent the lives that, if the European Parliament gets it wrong, will continue to be lost to smoking-related diseases every year.
If you were an MEP, I'd be saying to you very simply, vote for the Consolidated Amendment 58 to protect electronic cigarettes for all people in the EU, everybody in the EU. It's your job to protect them. Vote for Consolidated Amendment number 58. That's all you need to know.
Nervous about not making an arse of the whole thing. I want to win today. We've got to win today. That's what it's all about. We've got to win today. That's all it's about. Failure is not an option.
Well, I was having this conversation with somebody over dinner recently, and the sort of starting point was, well, the best thing that people can do is to quit smoking and quit nicotine completely. And I said, we were both having a glass of red wine, I said, is the ideal position on alcohol that you should quit drinking and quit alcohol completely? Or is it okay to be a moderate drinker enjoying a nice glass of red wine over the dinner, just as we're doing now? And they had to basically agree that actually zero drug use wasn't necessarily the desirable optimum end, especially in this case when it was their favoured drug and we were consuming it at the point we were discussing it. Once you've established that nicotine itself, okay, it has pleasures, it's addictive, but it's not that harmful, the calculations about the best switches start to change. And I think if people want to carry on using it, as long as they can reduce all the harm to themselves, or virtually all the harm, and reduce all the harm to other people, avoid all the antisocial aspects of smoking, what's to stop them? Why go another step further? What's the point?
So we're here in front of the Parliament. We're at the first ever international demonstration of electronic cigarette users and vapors. There are people here from all around Europe come to give their views on the nonsense that's going on inside there.
It is not a case of e-cigarettes alone, it's e-cigarettes versus tobacco cigarettes. And we should never make tobacco cigarettes easier to get than e-cigarettes. That's madness.
Why is today's vote so important, Dave?
Well,
If they get it wrong, if they decide that e-cigs have to be a medicine, that effectively removes them from the grasp of the majority of European citizens. If they regulate them sensibly as a consumer product with some control on the quality of liquid and make them as available as tobacco cigarettes are, in other words, you can buy them everywhere, then 700,000 lives that are wasted every year to tobacco-related diseases will be saved by the use of e-cigs. It's a no-brainer when you think about it that way.
I just think it's great that you've taken the time to come here and to make your point, because people often don't pay attention, sadly in the UK, to what the European Parliament is doing, and they don't realise that in fact, we MEPs are here to work for you, and if you give us information, if you contact us, that's what we do. So I think it's a really positive development, because you've realised that you can engage with the Parliament and that you can get things done.
These balloons represent the lives of smokers that would be saved if the European Parliament and Envy Committee got it right today. These are lives that can be saved by e-cigs, because e-cigs save lives! Again! E-cigs save lives! Again! E-cigs save lives!
It was awesome, that was.
I thought it was a great way of making a lot of noise. It's important that MEPs understand that there's a huge consumer support for having these things as consumer products, not medicinal products.
In the UK, the Medicines and Healthcare Products Regulatory Agency has already signed up to the idea of medicines regulation, and that's supported by the Department of Health in England. Some people say, well, we're leading the way, but I think we're leading the way in the wrong direction.
If they banned it outright, I'd have to be forced back onto traditional cigarettes, which myself and my family and my new granddaughter wouldn't want. I wouldn't want. I want to live as long as possible to be with my family. And the only way I can do that and keep the nicotine that I enjoy is by vaping.
Popping the balloons was apparently heard by MEPs inside the European Parliament, which is something else, and they were asking what it was about. The big shame is Amendment 57 went through, not 58 the way we wanted. But that's not the end of the story. There's more work to do, and we're going to start doing it very, very soon.